welcome to this vlog. This is part 3 of the Service Dog documentary. Sorry about the delay in the part 3. Just been a bit busy over the last few days and weeks. So that's just the only reason why. In this one, it's going to be about public access. That means allowing the dog going to places in the public and what's in my service dog bag. So stay tuned to see what I'm going to talk about. So, in this bit of the video, before I go into public access, I'm going to show you what's in my bag that I have when I have my service dog and when I don't. So, first bit is, this is the bag I'm using at the moment. Got from Primark. And these are the stuff I would have with me when I don't have my service dog with me. Because I don't need her all the time, but when I do, I'll show you what I need for that. But these are what I need when I don't need her. So, first thing is some snacks. Because when you're out, you get hungry, and if I don't have any, I would buy some. So, apparently, I'll have snacks in there. A charger for my phone, iPad, and anything else that might need charging. My purse with my money, and so I can go shopping. Because it might be a time where I might need to buy something. My bus pass so I can get on the bus for free, because I'm not paying for the bus if I got a bus pass. The small ring light that goes on the phone, you do that, you put batteries in it, you do that, it goes on the phone, and it does what a ring light does. So if I want to do filming while I'm out, I got that. A cup, I know the lid not with it, but when I go out, it has a lid to reuse when I go and get a Starbucks or a Costa. Pads when I'm on, this is what girls need when they're due on, and it comes in handy when you need it, when you think you're gonna poo yourself and you've got somewhere to hide or something. You can put this in and you can take it out, and you might be able to reuse your knickers again. So it's handy to have. And I have spare knickers in there as well, for that same reason. Headphones in case I want to listen to music. Stuff for my lips in case my lips start hurting. Sunglasses for the sun, and I'm sensitive to light, so that's why I got the sunglasses. This fan in case it's hot. I don't need that in there in the winter, and it's winter at the moment, so that will be coming out, but that out would stay the same. And meds. This is paracetamol, but I would have paracetamol, Imodium, something like Buscopan, stuff for anxiety, stuff for heartburn, all the medicines that I would need I would have in there, and that's different for everyone. So that's what I would have in there for just me. Now, the thing that I put in there now is when I have my service dog with me. First thing would be the service dog harness, because I might go out and decide that I don't want to go shopping and I won't have this on her, but then it turns out, oh, I need something from a shop, like maybe medicine I forgot to buy, or I need a drink, or I need to get something for the dog, or there's an emergency that I have to buy something for. I got it with me, and I can put it on the dog. Then she knows she's working, and when we're out of the shop, I'll take it off. If I know I'm not going to any other shop, then she knows she's not working again. But if I need to go to more shops, it'll stay on. So let's say I go downtown with her, just normally walk. I'm like, oh, I got a prescription to pick up. And if I don't pick it up today, it's gonna be a big problem. But I only got one tablet left. But I'm not going anywhere near a booth in the next few days, so I have to pick it up that day, a prescription. So I better put the harness on her, because this is an emergency. If I was able to go to booth next day, then I would. Or if I got down and take her home and come back out, then I would, if I can. So I will put this on her, go in, get it, go out and like, do I need anything else from another shop? No, take off, put it in the bag. But if the answer is yes, keep it on, go to the other shops, then afterwards take off, put it in the bag. It's very handy to have. And if you have like a small one you can keep in there that's smaller, perfect. But if you know you're going to shop straight off, have it with you. Then when you finish, you can take off, then you've got it in the bag. And you definitely would need poo bags. You're going with a dog on any walk without poo bag, it's against the law in the UK. So must have poo bags. And you don't have any poo bags, use nappy bags. If you have babies, use nappy bags or nappy sacks or whatever they're called. They work perfectly the same. Or if you don't have any of them, use food bags. Those small non-reusable ones, use them. And if you've got some in the house that you use for something else, you can have them with you. Then you can just chuck it. And if you really don't have anything else anywhere in your house, first thing first, put the service dog harness on, go to a shop and buy some. That first thing first, because you must have poo bags. Because once when I went out without any, luckily I had tissues in my bag, big enough to pick up the poo and put in the bin. Luckily. Otherwise, I would have had to have left it. And that's not good for anyone. So make sure you have poo bags. If it's raining, I would have this on. Have this with me. Dog coat. They did that Pensive Barber one that I had last year. It's amazing. But any dog waterproof coat, jacket, anything like that will do. Have it with you. On day grade says it's gonna rain, but if it doesn't, then you don't have to. But if it rains when you go out, put it on straight away. But it's very handy to have. And I would have dog boots in there, dog shoes. Don't have them with me, but I left them at home in my other house. In my mum's house, that is. But when it's really hot or snowing, I will put them on her. Be that very handy. If it's raining as well, or I plan to go to a beach or the puddles and stuff, handy to have a towel with you. Very handy. And dog treats. So you can do training, to check that he still knows the sits, downs, to learn new tasks and stuff like that. Or to get it to listen to you, or when someone is messing around your dog, trying to get your dog's attention, you can get the dog's attention with your treats and away from the people. Because some people don't understand, and I know that bad, but they don't. People are rude. But then, if you're going on long journeys, or you're going away, or your dog is not treat motivated, have a toy with you. This one is a good one. Got it from America when I went last, in New York, in fact. Any toy that gets their attention, you can use that instead of treats if they're toy motivated. But if you're going on long journeys, you can have it with you in the car. Just to keep them distracted while you're in the car. But when you're in the car, you might not really need them at that point, but when you get to the destination, then they would work. So, when you know you're going on long journeys, or you're going to caravan or train or anything, and you know they're not that good in those situations, you have something to distract them and to keep them entertained with. You can either use a toy, or you can use something like a Kong, fill with stuff, freeze it, and bring that with you. And that could work on planes and stuff like that, where you need the dog to be quiet, and at times they don't really need them to alert to any situation. That would be a good thing to have. So that is what I have in my bag. Most of this I'm not going to have tomorrow, so I'm going to take them out, because all I need tomorrow is purse, a cup full of coffee, sunglasses in case, a pad because I'm on, don't need poo bags, need meds, snacks, and those stuff I need, but everything else I don't need. So most of the time my bag is really empty, but on occasion when I need all them, I would use a different bag because I know I need more stuff. So that's what I have in my bag to do with service dog and my autism. Oh yeah, and to do with my autism, I would have them in there, but I would also have some sensory toys. I'm not sure where I put them at the moment. So the sensory toy, give me a second just to see if I can find them quickly. Not gone. I got something that would work as a sensory toy, but it's not actually a sensory toy. It's a food thing where you can just do that noise, pushing, and you can touch it. That could be a sensory toy. So stuff like that. Like this would be a sensory toy because it moves, it's a fidget, it got light. If it works. If it's at charge, I will show you that I got light and it's a fan. So that's a sensory toy. And just stuff that or sensory toys. If you got a disability, you know what I'm going on about and you know what you would need for that. So I don't have to show you pop toys, fidget cube, the tangle thingies, just stuff to keep your hand busy basically. So yeah, that's what I have in that bag. So the next bit I'll be talking about in the next bit, it won't be today for me, but it's going to be in the next few days. Probably Thursday or Friday for me. They're going to be uploaded on the weekend, I hope. It's going to be public access. And then in the next video, I'll talk about what I said I'll be talking about. You'll have to watch the first one or the second one to see which bit I'm on next. Then after that, it's going to be talking about my problem I'm having at the moment with getting my dog, my service dog, to come to the flat. And basically retiring service dog, but still classed as a service dog. So I'll talk you through all the problems and the stuff I'm having and how I'm dealing with it and what people are helping me, how they're helping me, and what the solution is at the end. Because at the moment, the people I'm renting from, they said I can have a dog here, but the people that are leasing it and then renting it to me are the council. They are saying no, but they're not giving a good enough reason. They just say no, not good enough. They're not saying it because the flat is too small. They're just saying that what if something bad happens to me, who is going to look after my dog? And I got a situation, and I got an answer to that. Mum or dad, or my neighbours in Prestatyn, but I got plenty of neighbours that would help. Neighbours here would probably help, and I would help them as well. Or they can just call it kennel, that on their system, that they would use for like anybody else that lives in a flat that come through them, council housing, and they have a dog. So you can go to any of the kennels, because I'll have all the paperwork with me that they can have, and they can even have it on file, so they can show them, and take them there, and I'll pay for it. They won't have to do anything to dog in kennels, let's say confound with both kennels or whack and walk or paws or whatever kennel there are in the area, and go there, or even to a shelter if they know that I'm going to come back and get my dog. Anything. And I would pay. Gladly pay. I'm not going to abuse her. They could see how I am with the dog if they're worried about that, and see that I don't abuse her, and get like Apple's recommendation like they do with jobs to show that I don't abuse her. Those three things we can sort out. The size of the dog, they can just say no, they just say the size of the dog, but they didn't say that. They just say someone else wants another dog that would be a big dog, so but not me. So that out. Don't want to look after a dog in emergencies, sort. being sent to something to put on the contract. We'll deal with all of that. When I got into hospital, someone will come here to get the dog, take the dog home, then come straight and see me. Because I got my sister that lived down the road that would probably have to live in the main house. I got a mum and dad, I got neighbours, I got friends, I got loads of people that would help with that part of the situation. So what they're saying is crap. So what they're saying, not valid. So that's why we're going to go a step further. And I'm talking about it a lot here, but I'll go into more detail in the next video. So stay tuned for that. So the next bit coming up in the next 2 minutes for you, but for me, the next few days is public access. I know the bit I will be talking about will be about that, but that's slightly different. But public access I'm talking about is shops, restaurant, holiday places, taxis, buses, trains, aeroplanes, airports, stuff like that. Then the next one will be about public houses, public access into homes. If you own a home and stuff like that, fine. But in rented accommodations, that will be the next. That will be the bit after that, and that's a different part of public access. So stay tuned. To carry on from where I left off last time, I told this because it doesn't have the clip thing on it, you can tell. I'm busy at the moment, dog. Oh, give me a minute. Just need to grab a treat to keep my dog busy. So, public access. With a service dog, give me a minute. With a service dog, shops and other places in the public that the public uses, they must allow them. But if it's an emotional support dog, then they don't. But these are the rules that they have to follow to do this. If the dog is dirty, they can refuse. If the dog is misbehaving, they can refuse. So the only thing that the dog will have to do in shops is behave, be clean. So if you're going to the beach and stuff, don't go to the shop after, go to the shop first, then go to the beach. Or if you're going somewhere muddy and you want to go shopping first, then muddy. Just so that your dog isn't dirty when you're going into a shop. Because you wouldn't want someone dirty going into your house and making your house dirty and giving you more stuff to clean, do you? Or having someone pet come in your house and they're dirty, you don't want that, do you? So it just respect. Gonna chuck another piece of treat for the dog. You see me doing that, it's just me chucking a treat for the dog to keep her busy. And they must be task trained. You don't have to show them doing the tasks or anything, they just have to be. And you must have a disability as well. So for me, my dog will distract me when I'm having a meltdown or when I'm going to have a meltdown, because that's what she is there for, and to help with my autism. So if something gets too overwhelming, she's there. Come up here. Come up here. Come. Here she is. This is my safest dog, Alice. Say hi to the people. That tree stinks. But my dog loves it, as you can tell. So who cares what he smells of? If she loves it, she loves it. You get a shit. Oops. You know it's the word. Sorry. Sorry, people who are watching this. Sorry. So, if you're going on holiday, You might need to show proof of your disability to get your dog to come in for free in hotels and stuff, and that's fine. But if you're going shopping and stuff, no. It's just, you're just staying in somewhere. Let's say you're staying in a caravan, a hotel, RV that you're renting from someone. Just stuff like that. You show proof of your disability like you're going on a plane. But then they can't refuse. If they refuse, call the police. To say, sorry, I'm not going anywhere. And call the police. To get more treat for the dog. Go find Alice. But when you're going shopping, you don't need proof of if you're going to, let's say, a beach that is closed from all dogs in the summer, like they do in the UK. If your dog got your harness on and it says service dog on it, they must allow it on the beach. But it has to be kept on a lead at all times, though, not off lead, or that's not a service dog. But you can't do a task if it's not near you. But you won't be able to tell when you need them. If you're going to the gym, they must allow, they can't refuse. And if they do, they call the police. They're going to see aquarium, can't refuse. The zoo, restaurants, cafes, supermarkets, places like that, they can't refuse. Only places they are allowed to refuse, it's just because they won't be able to look at. No, I'm busy. Only reason why they are allowed to refuse in these places, it's simple. Is hospitals or care homes, or many, if you're elderly, they can refuse just because you might not be able to take the dog out and look after the dog. That's the only time they can refuse. If you're in hospital, they can refuse because they won't be able to take the dog out for a toilet, they won't be allowed to give it a drink, they can't give it water, can't give it food, can't give the dog anything. So that's why they would refuse. Safety for you, safety for them, and safety for the dog or the animal you have. Because they can't look after the dog for you when you can't get out of bed because you just had an operation. Let's say you had your appendix out and you can't move, it's too painful to move, so you can't do anything to look after your service animal. They most likely refuse unless you got a carer with you all the time. Then the carer can take the dog out and stuff. But otherwise, they can refuse. It's just mainly because they're not allowed to do anything with the dog. And other places that can refuse is theme parks. Most of them can't. It just depends on their policy on rides. If most of their rides is roller coasters or non-dog friendly rides, like water parks, then they can refuse. Because the dog can't go in the water, because it has to be clean for everyone, and what if they drop fur or poo in the water without realising and stuff? It's just health and safety. And if the amusement park is full of rides, like roller coasters, Bumpy and stuff like that, and they don't have area to put the dog in kennels like they do in Disney, then they can refuse. Be safety for the dog. But they must provide an area for the dog to go into during the day. But Disney have kennels that they can go into. Legoland have kennels. Alton Towers have kennels and stuff. So your dog can be somewhere cool where they can get food, water, be looked after and have fun with other dogs. They must provide that. If they're not allowed if they don't allow dogs in the park, they must provide kennels at cheaper discount for people with disabilities. Just because they're bringing the dog because they need the dog, when they're not going to the parks. And that, fair enough. But in Disney, and I think all theme parks should do this because it's amazing. And I only know that they do it in California and Orlando. I don't know about any others that doesn't, but I think they should because it's all Disney. They have kennels. So let's say roller coasters, you can't take a dog on that. They have kennels you can put your dog in. So you go through the line, the queue or whatever. Then just before you get on the ride, they pull you aside, say we need to put the dog in the kennel. That man will just be in the same room as the dog while the dog in kennel while you're on the ride. You pick the dog up after the ride and you get on with your day. And that's amazing, because then you don't have to come with a carer to look after the dog while you're on the ride. They don't mind about them being noisy or anything, because they expect that. New environment, you'll be noisy and upset and uncomfortable in a new environment. But because the dog is only there for, let's say, 5 minutes, and all the staff will know the length of the ride that you're going on, so you don't have to worry about that. They would know, okay, Joe, I'll only have the dog for this amount of time, then I can get back to work and away from more noisy dogs for an hour. Because I think they take them in turns. I think they probably have one staff that does it for an hour, then after that another staff member does it for an hour. But when you first come into the park, you'll get disability pass from staff services. And they do what anybody with a service dog would do. And you will get it for the length of time you're going to go. So let's say you're going to all the park for 7 days. You would tell them that. Then they would tell every park and pass that information on to all staff members that we need kennel on every ride. We got a service dog in today. Then they have it ready for when you go to the ride. And they would always have one there anyway. They just have to bring it down and put it out. But they haven't realised there's someone with a service dog coming in. If you haven't told them, they got it there till they can get out really quickly. So yeah. So public access is yes. And you got problems with that, don't leave. If you are able to deal with conversation, with like an argument, politely and everything, stay and wait for the police. Then the police will put them in place. Because you're not breaking the law. You're not going to be arrested. They'll just say, yes, they're allowed, this service dog. There, then they go get on with the day. But if you can't, like me once, I did left the situation because I just was getting overwhelmed and couldn't cope. So I left and contacted the establishment afterwards and tell them the law and stuff. And they said, can you come in and talk to us, please? And I did that just so they knew. So now the place where I did have problems with that knows. But here is this little story time. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know this story. But this is the last bit of this video that I'll be going. When I didn't have a harness for my dog because it was in the wash. It got really dirty from going to the beach and stuff. So, stupid idea of me going into a shop, but that was not the problem. She had a lead with service dog on, so they knew. So I went to the security guard and told them, just so they know. They went to talk to manager and they said, yes, it's fine. I went to look at the party stuff. Then they came to me and said, sorry, you have to leave because nothing on the dog to say it's a service dog. But now they know, and it is a service dog, so don't worry about that. But at the time, they just couldn't. They didn't want to risk it because he had nothing really on it to say to his service dog apart from the lead. Fair enough. So I went, okay, I'll just go and pay for the stuff that I picked up. Then I'll get going. I went, okay, that's fine. I went to pay. The cashier saw something in my bag that he thought I was stealing. And that was no problem. And they told the security guard person, and the security guard person was the problem. Up till then, no problems. It is at this point a problem, but it's in my face. Saying, you haven't paid for this, where's your receipt? And all of that, like they would do with any criminal. And I would tell them, I didn't buy them today. I would try to look for the receipt. Oh, I don't have the receipt. And I was saying everything that you would say if you were stealing. I would never steal. Ever. And if I did, it would not, I would have forgot about it. Like, I went out of the shop once with bananas. I thought I scanned them, but then I did scan them. They said, oh, you need to do it at the till. I went to the till. My dog was just saying, near the toilet and, you know, and alerting stuff. So, enough! So about that, headphone users. Enough. I know I'm saying your name, but enough. So yeah, I left the shop here, they were getting overwhelmed. And when I got home, I realised, oh, I didn't pay for these. Oops. I completely forgot. Give me 1 minute. So about that, I did distracting my dog. So the security guard just in my face. I would have been happy if he took me into another room with the dog and said, okay, you stay here while I check the cameras. Then came back and let me go. Because on the cameras, he would have seen that I never went to that part of the shop. Never even went near it. Tree over there. Over that way. Just pointing to where the trees were. But because it was in my face too much, I was getting overwhelmed, I was getting angry, I was having a meltdown, basically. If you're autistic, you would know what I mean. Where I was shouting, swearing. If I was at home, I would be chucking stuff, I would have done everything. But I was at the point where I could still think, didn't want to be actually arrested for like breaking the shop stuff, but nearly got to that point. But then in the end, my dog was alerting to me saying, you need to calm down, move away from the situation. And I couldn't, because the man wouldn't let me, or just in my face. Then in the end he went, I'll let you off this time, but if you do it again, you'll be arrested. I'm like, I was too angry to say anything. I just walked off shouting and swearing. Then by the time we got home, the dog was hiding from me. It got to that point. Oh. No! It got to the point where the dog was hiding. But at the point then, throwing, chucking, breaking. At the point of no return for an autism meltdown. So if you watch Tracy Beaker, The Dumping Ground, on BBC, CBeebies actually, there's an episode with bombs. They did a better job describing it. It's like when you got a bomb, you pull the thing out and you're about to explode. I got past the exploding part. Point of no return that usually takes me a week to calm down, at the most. 3 or 4 days is the lowest, but a week could be the most to calm down. So there was no point of no return. I would just, if you're autistic, you know what I mean. Just our body experience, and it's just like you can't do anything, you can't concentrate, you're just like, I'll film a meltdown at some point, just so you can see what a meltdown actually looks like, and I act like. I'm busy, doggy. So yes, so that is everything you need to know for this part of the documentary. Next video will be an Ali Day video, and I'll be filming that tomorrow where I make dog treats. So stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed. And the next part will be coming after Ali Day. And then after Ali Day, I will be filming the and it's going to tell you about what I'm dealing with with public access, how I'm having problems with at the moment, where I'm at the moment, and I'll find another bit to talk about as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye, awesomes!